Paul George has opted out of the last year of his deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. That would have paid him about $49 million. George is now officially a free agent, and the two teams that he could sign to outright are the Philadelphia 76ers and the Orlando Magic. Paul is now free to talk to those teams if he wants to. The reason why George has not re-signed with the Clippers just yet is because the Clippers want to give him the same deal that they gave Kawhi in January. 3 years, about $154 million. George wants 4 years, $220. Obviously, George knows the end of his prime is near, and he's trying to get as much money for as many years as possible. The Clippers are like, hold on now. You kind of stay hurt, and Kawhi definitely stays hurt. We'd rather just give you 3 years max money versus 4. So who's going to cave first is the question. The Clippers are calling George's bluff. They don't believe he would actually go sign with the Orlando Magic or the Philadelphia 76ers at this point in his career for an extra year of max money. I think they see what I see. When George is playing basketball on the court, he looks like he's having a decent time. Kawhi's pretty weird. When George is shooting that podcast, that station in Los Angeles, by the way, he looks like he's having a great time. I believe the Clippers see what I see. George has already set up his second career post-basketball. The Clippers don't believe he'll leave LA for it. Would George really do it for Philadelphia? A chance to win a championship with Embiid? I don't know. Only time will tell us the answer to that question. If the Philadelphia 76ers give George that 4-year offer, we shall see. I think by time this scenario ends, my guess is George gets back to LA. I think the Clippers are going to end up caving more than George does, even though they're calling this bluff right now. I think if George doesn't get the max 4 years, $220, I think those two sides land probably around 4 years, $200 million. That's what I think happens. I don't think George is going anywhere. Had he opted in to the deal, then he would have demanded a trade, and many people believe that's where the Golden State Warriors would have tried to get in and get him. But now that he's opted out, the Warriors don't have enough money to sign George, so that's done. They cannot sign him in free agency without some type of sign and trade scenario. I don't want to get into the logistics of the dollar for dollar amount. It would have been easier for the Warriors to get a deal done had he opted into the last year of his deal versus trying to do sign and trade now. I don't even want to get into that, but just take your boy's word for it. You can rule the Warriors out. They're not getting George. I think it's down to the Clippers, the Sixers, and the Magic, and I just think when it's done, he'll be a Clipper again. Time, love, and support with your boy. Never take for granted. Salute. I'm out. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code FERRO, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code FERRO, and your first deposit will get doubled. Do you want to see your favorite athlete live in action next time they're in your town? Or do you want to see your favorite artist performing in concert next time they're in a city near you? Head over to the SeatGeek website or app and use my code HoopsFerro for $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you subscribe to the Is Mr. Teleferro YouTube channel, and hey, donate a super chat. Follow me on Facebook at Is Mr. Teleferro, cop a supporter badge. The Underdog Fantasy promo code is FERRO. The SeatGeek promo code is HoopsFerro. And follow me on Twitter at It's Mr. Ferro.